We'll be discussing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 2 takes verse 3, 4, 5 and 6. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading text 3. Klevyam-asmagamapata naitatva-yupapadyate shrudam hridaya durvalyam tvakto tvista parantapa. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. O son of Prita, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Purport. Arjuna was addressed as the son of Prita, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father, Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if a son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. Such Kshatriyas and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectful Bhishma and his relatives. But Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity, or so-called non-violence, should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna. So Lord Krishna refers to Arjuna as son of Prita, emphasizing his close relationship with Arjuna. They were maternal cousins. Arjuna's mother, Queen Kunti, and Krishna's father, Vasudeva, were brother and sister. So Krishna wanted to emphasize that you are my cousin, so don't act in an embarrassing way. In verse 2 and 3, Krishna begins to chastise Arjuna for his miserly weakness. Described that Arjuna is a son of a Kshatriya in two ways. Arjuna is the son of Pandu, who was a great Kshatriya. Pandu was responsible for building the kingdom. He defeated many neighboring kings, and he enhanced the strength of the Kaurava kingdom. And only due to a curse that he left his body, and Dhritarashtra took the throne, because the Pandava brothers were too young at the time to take the throne. And also Arjuna is the son of Indra, one of the most powerful Kshatriyas. Jai Shri Shri Radha Radha Nath ki Jai, Giri Raj Govardhan ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Hari ki Jai, Shri Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari So being the son of such a powerful Kshatriya, Indra, the king of the demigods, it was unbecoming of Arjuna to behave in such a weak way. So Krishna is insulting him. He's using words like klebiam, impotence, miserly impotence, degrading impotence. This is not how a Kshatriya behaves. A Kshatriya is strong. Kshatriya is proud. Kshatriya does not behave in such a weak way. So Krishna is insulting him in this way. He's actually insulting his manhood. He's saying, you're not even worthy to be a man. Impotence. And he also used the word Shudram. Shudram, the root word is Shudra. The Shudras are people who don't know what to do. Of the four castes, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras, the Brahmanas know what to do. They engage in acquiring knowledge, studying the Vedas. Nobody tells them what to do. They go out and they do it. The Kshatriyas take charge. They are leaders, administrators. They don't listen to anyone. They give the orders. This is Kshatriya. And Vaishyas, they engage in economic development, in business. They don't follow instructions from anyone. They go out and do it. But Sudras, on the other hand, wait to be instructed. Sudras, their mentality is they don't know what to do. They wait for instructions from the higher castes. Therefore, they're always serving. So Krishna is saying, you're behaving like a Shudra. You don't know what to do. You're a Kshatriya and you're asking me what to do. So Krishna is insulting him. He's saying, you're behaving in this most cowardly way. But here we see a very interesting argument. Krishna is insulting Arjuna for being a coward. But we see in Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna himself ran away from the battlefield. So is Krishna being a hypocrite? Is Krishna a coward? Let us read from the Krishna book, an excerpt from the Krishna book, to find out more. Lord Krishna wanted to save Mathura from the 18th attack of the great military divisions of King Jarasandha. To prevent further killing of soldiers and to attend to other important business, Lord Krishna left the battlefield without fighting. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, you can't leave the battlefield, but he himself did it. Actually, he was not at all afraid, but he pretended to be an ordinary human being, frightened by the immense quantity of soldiers and resources of Jarasandha. Without any weapons, Krishna left the battlefield. Although his lotus feet were soft as soft as the petals of a lotus flower, he proceeded for a very long distance on foot. This time Jarasandha thought that Krishna and Balaram were very much afraid of his military strength and were fleeing the battlefield. So here we remember this verse, Krishna is saying, fools deride me when I descend in human form. So Jarasandha is thinking Krishna to be an ordinary human being and being afraid of his military prowess, Krishna is running away. Fools deride the Lord when he descends in human form. He followed them with all his chariots, horses and infantry. He thought Krishna and Balaram to be ordinary human beings, and he was trying to measure the activities of the Lord. Now the activities of the Lord is unlimited, because the Lord is unlimited. No one can measure it. Due to this pastime, Krishna is known as Ran Chora. which means one who has left the battlefield. In India, especially in Gujarat, there are many temples of Krishna known as temples of Ranchora Ji. Ordinarily, if a king leaves the battlefield without fighting, he is called a coward. But when Krishna enacts this pastime, leaving the battlefield without fighting, he is worshipped by his devotees. A demon always tries to measure the opulence of Krishna, whereas a devotee never tries to measure his strength and opulence, but always surrenders unto him and worships him. By following in the footsteps of pure devotees, we can know that Krishna, the Ranchorji, left the battlefield not because he was afraid, but because he had some other purpose. The purpose, as it will be revealed, was to attend to a confidential letter sent by Rukmini, his future first wife. Krishna leaving the battlefield is a display of one of his 6 opulences. Krishna is the supreme powerful, the supreme wealthy, the supreme famous, the supreme wise, and the supreme beautiful. Similarly, he is a supreme renouncer. Srimad Bhagavatam clearly states that he left the battlefield in spite of having ample military strength. Even without his militia, he alone would have been sufficient to defeat the army of Jarasandha, as he had done 17 times before. Therefore, his leaving the battlefield is an example of his supermost opulence, renunciation. So is Krishna a coward? Is Krishna being a hypocrite? No. Krishna, the expansion of Krishna, Shirodakshai Vishnu, Mahavishnu, from his pause when he breathes out, innumerable universes manifest. And within these universes, innumerable planets. And within those planets, innumerable living entities. And when Mahavishnu breathes in, this entire universe is destroyed. And all the living entities merge into the body of Mahavishnu. So, do you think Krishna is a coward? That this one insignificant insect is going to cause Krishna to leave the battlefield? No. Text 4. Arjuna Ovacha Katam Vishvam Aham Sankye Dronam Cha Madhusudana Esubi Pratiyotyami Pujahav Arisudana. Translation. Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship? Purport. Respectable superiors like Bhishma and grandfather Dronacharya, the teacher, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counter-attacked. It is the general etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight. Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counter-attack them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather, Ugrasena, or his teacher, Sandipani Muni? These were some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna. So in text 4 and 5, Arjuna is offering some reasons, arguments why he should not fight. So Arjuna said, "O killer of enemies." He's addressing Krishna. "O killer of enemies." But does Krishna have any enemies? What do you think? Does Krishna have any enemies? In chapter 9, text 29, Krishna says, "I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all." So Krishna doesn't have any enemies. He's the supreme being. He's equal to everyone. He is maintaining all living entities, even the demons. He does not only provide for the devotees and say, "You demons, fend for yourself." No. Every living entity is completely helpless. We are completely dependent on the Supreme Lord. Therefore, he cannot be partial. He's providing for all living entities. But in this sense, Arjuna is addressing Krishna as, "O killer of enemies." Whatever Krishna does is beneficial for everyone. Whatever he does. Even the killing of demons. When Putana came to kill baby Krishna, he sucked out her life. And what happened? She attained the spiritual world. She attained the position of mother, Vatsalya Ras, in the spiritual world. So although Krishna killed Putana, he gave her the ultimate benediction, a position of mother in Goloka Vrindavan. So can you see, whatever Krishna does is for our benefit, even the killing of demons. In the Rajasuya sacrifice of Maharaj Yudhishthira, Lord Krishna killed Shishupal simply by releasing his Sudarshan Chakra. Shishupal was extremely envious of Krishna, but Krishna tolerated him. So much so, even a Kshatriya, if you insult him once, he'll kill you. But Krishna, being so magnanimous, tolerated 100 offenses of Shishupal. And after the 100th offense, Krishna said, "Now my protection is over. He must be killed for your own good." Because one who is inimical towards Krishna, they have nothing but misery ahead for him. But Krishna, being so kind, he killed him. And in front of everyone, what happened? The life force of Shishupal merged into the lotus feet of Krishna. This is the kindness of the Lord. Even when we become proud, Krishna chastises us, smashes our pride. In the case of Brahma became so proud, he said, "Who is this little boy who's performing all these wonderful tasks? Let me test him." In the Brahma Mohana Leela, what happened? Krishna smashed his pride by expanding himself into the cowherd boys and cows. When Indra became proud and wanted to chastise the Vrajvasis for not worshipping him, Krishna protected him and smashed the pride of Indra. This is for our benefit. So Arjuna addresses Krishna as, "O killer of enemies, O Madhusudana." What does Madhusudana mean? Sudana means destroyer, right? Destroyer of Madhu. Now when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, do we ever come across Krishna killing a demon by the name of Madhu? No, we do not. How this name came about, Madhusudana, is very interesting. In the Puranas, there is a very wonderful pastime. In the beginning of creation, Garbhadaksha Vishnu was lying in the causal ocean and Brahma appeared. And after some tapasya, Brahma was instructed to create, secondary creation, Visarga. So Brahma was meditating on what needs to be done. And while he was meditating, from the ear of Vishnu, there was flowed this Karna Shota Bhava. It's a type of earwax from the Lord Vishnu. And from this earwax, two demons manifest, Madhu and Ketaba. These demons performed austerities and penances for many years, and Lakshmi Devi became very pleased with them. So she told them, what benediction would you like? And these two demons said, we do not want to die. And Lakshmi Devi said, Tatastu, let it be. You will only die when you so desire. Now these two demons got so excited. No matter what they do, nobody can kill them. Because Lakshmi Devi herself has given this benediction. So they started their nefarious activities, plundering. And they attacked Lord Brahma while he was meditating. And they stole the Vedas from Lord Brahma. And being extremely disturbed, Lord Brahma turned to his own shelter, Lord Vishnu. But Lord Vishnu was deep in yoga nidra, deep sleep. Sleep is also yoga. We got a yoga expert here, right? Yoga nidra. And Lord Vishnu could not be awakened, no matter what Lord Brahma did. So he turned to Lakshmi Devi and he begged and prayed and pleaded with her, please help me. These two demons are wreaking havoc. So Lakshmi Devi, showing pity upon Lord Brahma, and the manifestation, one of her expansions is the personality of Yoga Nidra. So she immediately woke Vishnu up from his yoga. And Lord Brahma pleaded with Lord Vishnu and explained his dilemma. Lord Vishnu immediately incarnated himself as Hayagriva, horse incarnation. And he went to fight with these two demons. And a tremendous battle ensued. It went on for a very long time. And eventually these two demons were defeated. And Hayagriva took back the Vedas. But these two demons could not be killed, because Lakshmi Devi has given the benediction. So Hayagriva being very intelligent, right, overpowered these two demons with his intelligence. And he told them, now that I've defeated you and taken back the Vedas, you must give me a boon. And these two demons were so proud, they said, sure, whatever you want, whatever you ask for, we'll give it to you. And they said it, being so proud. Hayagriva said, I want your death. And immediately they left their body. This is how Hayagriva saved Lord Brahma, Madhusudana. This is how Krishna got the name. Also a very nice pastime. Another reason why Krishna is named Madhusudana. Madhu means sweetness, right? Another name for bee is Madhu. But Krishna is known as Madhu because of his nectarian pastimes, his sweet words, his sweet flute playing. So he's known as Madhu. And in Vidagdha Madhava, there's this very nice pastime. Once when Radha and Krishna were sitting, there was this bee who became very intoxicated by Radharani's garland. So he was flying very crazy around Radharani, which disturbed her. So Krishna called for one of Radharani's friends and told her, please get rid of this bee. Which she did, and then she came back and reported, Madhu has gone. When Radharani heard this, thinking Krishna has gone, she immediately fell into Vipralamba Bhav, ocean of separation. Nobody could console her. She was just crying tears. Even Krishna, sitting right there next to her, he told her, Radharani, I'm right here. But because she was in this mood of Vipralamba Bhav, she could not come out of it, and she was just crying profusely, tears. And Krishna, feeling pity upon her, he also started crying. And the two tears mixed, and they formed the pond name, the lake known as Prema Sarovara, which is in Vrindavan, India right now. So this is another reason why Krishna is known as Madhusudana. Text 5. Gurun ahatvahi mahanubhavan shreyo bhaktum bhaiksham api haloke hadvatakamamstu gurun iheva bunjiya bogan rudira pradiktan. Translation: it would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. So Guru is Krishna Kripa, the mercy of Krishna. Guru should never be killed. In the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a very nice pastime. Lord Indra and Sachi Devi were sitting on a throne. And they were surrounded by great sages and demigods who were glorifying Indra, regaling him for his courage in battle, always overcoming the demons. And just then, Brihaspati walked in, the guru of the demigods. And Indra, being so engrossed in this glorification, in his own glorification, did not wake up and offer respects to his guru. Brihaspati became very offended by this, and he left. Indra saw him leaving, and then he got scared. So he approached his guru, and his guru did not come back. And because his guru was not around, all yagyas for the demigods stopped. And because they weren't performing sacrifices to Lord Vishnu, they became weak. This is what happens when you don't perform sacrifice. We become weak. The demigods overpowered the demons overpowered the demigods and usurped the throne of Indra. The demigods were wandering homeless, and then they approached Brahma. In their destitute, they begged and pleaded, Brahma, what should we do? The Lord Brahma said, you have offended your guru. He will not come back. So now you need another guru. So Brahma suggested, take the shelter of Vishvarupa, the son of Twasta. He is qualified to be your guru. So the demigods approached Vishvarupa and begged and pleaded him to be their guru and perform the sacrifices so that they may gain the strength to overcome the demons. So Vishvarupa did this, but Vishvarupa had familial relations with the demons. He had some family members who were demons. So he was favorably inclined towards the demons. But Vishvarupa performed the sacrifices, and the demigods gained their strength and overcame the demons. But thereafter, Vishvarupa was performing sacrifice, and then he started giving some remnants of the sacrifice to the demons because of his affection for them. And Indra saw this. And while performing the sacrifice, Vishvarupa was busy performing the sacrifice, Indra took out his sword and cut off the head of Vishvarupa. And immediately this great sin overcame Indra. so much so that he couldn't bear it. So in order to assist Indra, the sin was parted in 4 ways. 1/4 of the sin was taken by Bhumi, the earth planet. Therefore, 1/4 of the land on the earth planet is desert. Nothing can grow there. 1/4 of the sin was taken by the trees. Therefore, 1/4 of the trees produce sap, which is forbidden to drink. 1/4 of the sin was taken by water. Where bubbles form in the water, that water is forbidden to use under any circumstances. We cannot use it. And 1/4 of the sin was taken by women. Therefore, 1 out of 4 weeks, women suffer with their menstrual cycle. This is the sin of killing the Guru. So Bhishma raised the Pandavas because they were fatherless. So Bhishma, grandfather Bhishma, raised them, nurtured them, and he taught them whatever he could in military arts. And the rest of the military arts was taught by Dronacharya. These were their fathers, the gurus. How could Arjuna kill them? But Srila Prabhupada is describing in his purport, Drona and Bhishma chose the wrong side, just like Vishwarup had familiar relations with the demons. Bhishma and Drona, due to financial assistance by Duryodhana, because they were living in the house of Duryodhana, they were eating the food given by Duryodhana. Prabhupada describes this is the danger of eating food given by sinful persons. It changes your consciousness. Therefore, they sided with the demons, the Kauravas. And therefore, they were qualified to be killed. We have 5 minutes more. Let's do the last verse. Text 6. Nache tadvid mahaka taranogariyo yadva jaye mayadi vano jayeyo yan eva hatvana jiji visamas tevastita pramukhe datarastraha. Translation: nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Purport: Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of the Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. If he did not conquer the enemy, begging would be his only means of subsistence. Nor was there certainty of victory, because either side might emerge victorious. Even if victory awaited them and their cause was justified, still, if the sons of Dhritarashtra died in battle, it would be very difficult to live in their absence. Under the circumstances, that would be another kind of defeat for them. All these considerations by Arjuna definitely proved that not only was he a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is another sign of detachment. He was truly virtuous, as these qualities combined with his faith in the words of instructions of Sri Krishna, his spiritual master, indicate. It is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. and without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Arjuna was competent in all these attributes, over and above his enormous attributes in his material relationships. Very quickly, I'd like to make a few points. Arjuna is saying, "No, do we know which is better, conquering them or be conquered by them?" Now, in chapter 1, text 36, purport, Srila Prabhupada describes, according to Vedic injunctions, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. Does anyone know who they are? One who gives poison, one who sets fire to a house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, one who plunders riches, one who occupies another land, one who kidnaps a wife. So we see that the Kauravas engaged in all 6 of these aggressions. Duryodhana gave poison to Bhima when he was just a small child. Then later on, he gave them a house made of lac and he set fire to it. One who attacks with deadly weapons. When the Pandavas were in exile in the kingdom of Matsya, in the palace of King Virat, after Bhima pulverized Kichak into a ball of flesh, Bhishma understood that there is only one person capable of doing such an act. That must be Bhima. So he immediately sent the Kaurava army. Bhishma did this. Bhishma sent the Kaurava army to the kingdom of Matsya to defeat the Pandavas. One who plunders riches. The Kauravas invited the Pandavas to a game of dice which was rigged, and in that rigged game stole all their riches. One who occupies another's land. Pandu was the king, right? The king of the Pandavas. He defeated the other kingdoms and built up the Kaurava kingdom. And when he died, and because his sons were too small, too young to sit on the throne, Dhritarashtra, the blind king, temporarily took the position until the Pandavas grew up. But then he became attached to the position, and then he wanted to hand it over to his sons, which was incorrect. He was just occupying the throne temporarily. So he stole their land. And one who kidnaps a wife must be killed. When the Pandavas were in exile, Jayadratha kidnapped Draupadi, and he was taking her to his kingdom. Fortunately, the Pandavas came back in time and they defeated the army of Jayadratha. Therefore, all 6 aggressions, they were more than qualified to be killed, and no sin would come upon the Pandavas. Okay, we're out of time. We'll stop here. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or corrections? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki